computer. Perfect. Okay, and then I'm gonna share my screen. All right, welcome everybody to session 2 of the 100K challenge. And the goal of this challenge is to help you add over $100,000 in hidden annual revenue to your business without having to necessarily spend any more money on marketing or ads. And in the first session, we talked about market dominating position, and I will do a quick recap. But the underlying principles of my strategies, and I shared this last week, and I will keep on talking about it, is empathy. So, that's what I'm all about. How do you step into the shoes of your ideal customer, think things from their perspective, and then, invite them to take some action to work with you while always looking at things from their perspective. And that's what empathy really is all about. And this quote I really love is, your true worth is determined by how much more you give in value than what you take in payments. And this exercise is me basically practicing what I preach. I'm giving all of you my full value. And by the way, I don't hold back. Like, I give you everything I have. And the idea is that, you will see some results. And ultimately, my goal is to, of course, work with each of you over a long period of time. Usually I work with my clients for 12 months. But my goal is to give you so much value and get you to see some results in your business already. And of course, hopefully we can see even more results by working one-on-one together. And that's my approach to doing this. So we talked about this last week, and this is a little confusing. I probably should redo it and have it like one up here, but for now, this will do. We've talked about the market dominating position. Oops. Oh, there you go. Joelem, I think you joined us. Awesome. Thank you for joining us here. So we talked about the messaging, which is the market dominating position. And then we also did talk about, so today we're going to talk about your compelling offer. But in my process, we'll talk about offer, we'll talk about drip campaigns. This is what we'll talk about next week. And then we have lead generation, we have sales, and then we have, cutting costs, policies and procedures, alliances and joint venture partnerships, upsells and cross-sell, and then scaling your business. And this is just 10 of the strategies. And for those who've read my book, I think a number of people have here, there are a lot more strategies I highlighted in my book, everything from bundling to, cost cutting. There are a few additional strategies I share, but for today, we'll kind of just look at some of these few ones. So the recap from our last session was, firstly, you want to really clarify specifically who exactly you help. The more that niche is narrowed down, the better. And I've seen a lot of you post your own market dominating position on the chat. And sometimes there's some confusion. I have so many clients, I don't want to limit myself necessarily. And that is a very valid concern. So one of the ways we walk around that is you can have different market dominating positions for different niches you serve. There's no problem with that. And that way, when you're speaking to a specific niche, they know you're speaking to them. So if you serve, the millennials, and you serve, Gen Z, and you also serve a few other niches, it's okay to actually just have multiple MDPs. And there are ways we can actually deploy them so that it's not confusing to your brand and the message is still there. But we want to clarify who exactly we help. And then the second thing is we want to clarify the emotional pain points they're having. Where are they right now? And that's where the empathy comes in, is you really want to empathize with them to show them that I understand where you are and I know where you want to go. And that ties into point 3, the desired outcomes. You want to really, really be clear about the outcome that you can guarantee them. And then you want to also craft your unique solution. And I've seen a number of very interesting solutions. I've seen the Caldas method. I've seen a few branded names, people talking about their solution and naming it. So I think that's always a good thing. And then you want to craft your niche. You want to craft a statement. I help niche achieve goal without headache using your method. And that is how you establish your market dominating position. So that was a recap of what we talked about last week. And if anyone here missed last week's conversation, please, you can view the recording. It's on the Facebook group, and let me know if you have any questions about that. So today, oh, this keeps messing up. So today we're going to talk about a compelling offer. So in today's conversation, oh, we got Nancy. In today's conversation, we're going to talk about a compelling offer, and we're going to talk about a few points. We're going to talk about the buyer's journey. We're going to talk about what makes an offer actually compelling. We're going to talk about types of offers, and we're going to do a quick case study on one of my very, very recent clients. And I actually posted his testimonial on the Facebook page. I'm not sure if everyone looked at it, but I posted that testimonial. And then we're going to talk about how you can build your own offer that is compelling, and then an assignments for you to take home. And I'm very, very excited about the assignments from this week. I think you'll be blown away by the impact and the results from the assignments from this week. This is something I get my clients to do, and they get instant results. So super, super excited about this one. So creating a compelling offer. So let's get this party started. Who's ready for this party? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready for this party. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so this is going to be awesome. So let's talk about creating a compelling offer. And in the meanwhile, if you have questions or thoughts, feel free to just put them in the chat, and then I'll be happy to answer them. But there'll be time for questions at the end, so that'll be fine as well. So let's start with this buyer's journey. So the buyer's journey is the step that your perfect clients will go through before they make a buying decision. And you and I, we do the same thing. Like when we go when we're purchasing anything of significance, maybe you don't think too much when you're spending $1 to buy something, but if you're going to be spending quite a bit of money, you most likely go through this buyer's journey. And usually this journey starts with an awareness of the product or service. Like, okay, I actually need this product. I need this service. This is something that is important to me. That's the first step. And then the second step is most people don't actually just go out and start buying right away. They usually require more information. And as we are in the age of the internet, a lot of people are very informed. They would go do their own research before deciding if and when to buy. So what does that mean? Well, that means that people are asking themselves, why should I buy? Why shouldn't I buy? And they're asking all of these questions to decide even if this is something that makes sense or not. And then if they've decided, okay, I really want to buy this makes sense to me, I can afford this, then the question is, who should I buy it from? And then that is when they start shopping for options out there, and they start asking different questions, and they start talking to friends and family for recommendation. So most buyers will go through this buying decision. Now, less than 10% of the market are what we call now buyers. So those are people in the market who, for them, the pain is so much, the problem they want to solve is so great, and they're willing to pay any money right now. They will do anything right now to solve that problem. Now, the trick here is this: a lot of businesses, a lot of owners, they focus all of their attention on all of their marketing on now buyers, people who are ready to give you money right now. And that is a very, very small space, but it's very crowded because everybody literally is trying to target those buyers. And they completely ignore the over 90% of buyers in the market who are interested in buying, but are still at a different place in the buying process. Now, the beauty of how we can have a compelling offer is that our compelling offer will attract both sets of people. It will attract people who are ready to buy now, and it will attract people who are not quite there. They're still interested, but they're not ready to make a commitment. And that is the beauty of the compelling offer I'm going to share and teach all of you today. So I'm very excited about this one. So what are the 4 stages that your prospects go through? Well, the first thing is they go through the awareness, which is understanding the problem, the pain point, and your solution. They also go through consideration, where they're comparing your solution with that of the competition. And then they go through justification. So you attract them with the emotional appeal, which is the whole point of your market dominating position, talking about the emotions, the problem, where they want to get to, where they are. You attract them with that, but then they justify it with logic. That's why your offer has to be strong, so that when they're thinking logically and they've been attracted to you through the emotions, the logic still makes sense for them to move forward. And that is where a lot of people sometimes make mistakes. They have a good emotional pull, but when the logic comes into play, it's not really as strong as it should be. And then in terms of the decision, this is where they are then making a decision whether or not to buy. And in this case, they're looking for clarity, they're looking for ease of implementation on the solution you're offering. They're looking for customer support, so that they want to know that you'll be there to help them if they have any issues using your product or service. And then, of course, they're looking for testimonials, proof to actually show that other people are seeing the same results that you are promising them. And you and I, we're all the same. When we go on Amazon, we look for customer recommend. We look for customer testimonials, and we look for reviews. And that is just a normal way we are as social beings. We want to see. We almost like want other people to be guinea pigs for us to decide to invest in something, especially if it's a significant amount of money. I've been doing a lot of talking today. So that is why it is very crucial that you're able to have all of these things in your offer. And I'll talk about that in a bit here. So what actually makes your offer compelling, right? And this is really, really crucial. And I want you to really take note of this, because this is where we're getting into the sweet spot. What makes your offer compelling is one niche. Now, take one niche with a caveat. I would say more so narrow niche, because sometimes you serve multiple niches, but the narrower you can define your niche, the more powerful your offer is. And I'll give you an example. If you were, if you had a brain problem, for example, God forbid anyone has any brain problem and they were sick. But if you had like this very rare brain condition, right? And you had the option to go see a brain specialist or to go see a general practitioner, who would you go see? Who can give me the answer? It's pretty straightforward.
Brain specialist.
Precisely. So the general practitioner is kind of like a generalist. They do a little bit of everything. And of course, there's the appropriate time to go see a general practitioner. But if you're having a serious issue, you definitely want to go see the brain surgeon. If you're having a serious brain issue, you don't want to see the general practitioner. So that is the same thing where we want to narrow our niche to our expertise to a specific type of people. Now, the second point of what makes your offer compelling is you want to have a massive problem you're solving. The bigger the problem, the better. The more you can get paid, the more compelling your offer will be. And I like the example of the multivitamin versus the painkiller. So we all know vitamins, there are lots of vitamins out there in the market, but vitamins are not necessarily a life or death situation. You kind of take vitamins more to prevent future problems, to prevent situations happening in the future that you don't want. However, the painkiller is more immediate. If you are in pain, so maybe you had your wisdom tooth taken out, or you had some pain physically, and you want to get rid of that pain, you'll be more than happy to pay whatever it takes to get rid of that pain. That is the kind of problem you want to position yourself as solving. Because if the problem is a painkiller kind of problem, then you are guaranteed to get the big bucks. Because once you position yourself as the expert to solve that problem, and you're able to be clear specifically about this big problem you solve, people will be happy to pay you the big bucks. They'll be happy to invest a lot in your services, in your product to solve that big problem. So you want to make sure that you're not offering a vitamin solution. You want to make sure that you're offering a solution as a painkiller. That is how you get a compelling offer, and that's that. The third thing is you want to have a unique and proprietary solution. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're doing something that no one else has ever done before. No, it just means that you're branding yourself as someone who is delivering that solution in a very unique way. And we all are very unique individuals. Like the way we see things is very different. Like I'm sure there are hundreds and hundreds of marketing books out there, but every book is probably slightly different. They have a different nuance based on the experience of the writer, based on what has worked for them, based on a whole number of factors. Same thing with you. Your solution, you have to make it unique and proprietary. And one of the ways to actually do that is to brand it and call it a unique name. For example, I call my own approach the ACE system. And if you're actually curious about what the ACE stands for, I'm a huge fan of emotional mastery and emotional intelligence. And the A stands for awareness. So you want to be aware, you want to have control, and you want to have empathy. And that is the underlying factors behind how I run my business, how I work with my clients, is the ACE system. So you want to have that proprietary solution and name it something which makes it even more unique. And I like the idea of the purple cow effect. Now, I'm pretty sure you've never seen a purple cow before. If you have, I'm really curious to find where you saw one. But the idea of the purple cow is that the purple cow is very unique. Most cows are either black, brown, or white. I believe most cows are those colors. So if you see a purple cow, that will like really raise your eyebrow because that is very, very unusual. So that is exactly what you want your offer to look like. You want it to have that purple cow effect and to be very, very unique and very, very special. Now, also the fourth thing is time bound. So the more you can guarantee or show your prospect that we will get you XYZ result in a specific amount of time, the more you can build, the higher you can increase how much you charge and how compelling your offer is. So for example, in my own program, my time is that in 6 months, we will help you add that $100,000 to your business. We'll find that money for you in 6 months. And the guarantee is if we don't find it for you in 6 months, well, we'll keep working with you. So definitely having some time constraints is very, very crucial to make sure that you are making your offer as compelling as possible. And then also, number 5 is we want to make sure that your offer is results focused. So you can't just tell people we're going to help you feel better. No, what does better look like? You know, we want to really quantify better. You can't tell people we're going to help you speak, you know, better English. Well, what does better look like? You have to really be able to quantify it, because when you quantify it, people will happily pay you the big bucks if they can quantify what your solution will feel like for them. And then the sixth thing is a guarantee and a risk reversal. So you want to offer a guarantee. And for my program, my guarantee is 30 days money back. If for some reason you work with me and 30 days you're not liking what you're saying, it doesn't make sense, no questions asked, you'll get your money back. So you want to also do the same thing such that people going into business with you or engaging your services, there's absolutely no risk for them. Like the risk is all on you to deliver. Now, of course, with some industry, you want to be careful about this, but still generally you want to have as much guarantee as possible such that there is no risk for your prospects to do business with you. Does this make sense? Any questions about all of these 6 points here about what makes an offer compelling? I think I'm on fire today. Okay. No, do we have questions on the chat? Makes sense. Thank you, Luzita. And if you have any thoughts, feel free to just put them in the chat as well. But
David, I got one quick question.
Go ahead, Robin.
When you said time bound, I found it interesting. Like for my program, it's about 5-6 months of pretty hard work to improve the pronunciation. So it's not appealing in that my clients have to work hard after they pay me all this money. So you kind of said in yours, if we don't find whatever this money in 6 months, if not, I will. So I want to message it so that it sounds positive to them. But it's like in the reality, they have to pay me all this money. Then they have to work hard for 6 months. So is that a good way to spin it? Like the way you're saying, if we don't find it in 6 months, then.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, you want to definitely have some caveats. Like, for example, you have to do XYZ exercises. There has to be some caveat to that. But yes, I think having some sort of parameters and saying, if you don't get this result that you're paying me for, I will keep working with you until you get X level of proficiency in language. And the reason why that is crucial is it eliminates any reason for someone not want to work with you. And that's what you're trying to eliminate, because if that's all they're worrying about, then they wouldn't move forward, and you would even have a chance to even show them how your program can help them get their results. So this is to make your offer compelling, and that is really the impact here. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does, David. Thank you.
Perfect. Any additional questions or thoughts? Okay, I think we're good. All right. Let's move to the next point, which is how strong is your offer? So if you already have an offer out right now, you're probably thinking, is my offer strong enough right now? Are people going to say yes to it? Well, the question you should be asking yourself is your current offer so irresistible that your perfect client can say no to it? So if someone is just cold, like they don't know you yet personally, they don't trust you yet, and they're saying, I want to do business with you, is your main offer so irresistible that your perfect client can say no to it? And by the way, your offer doesn't have to be, come work with me. Like, it could be something as simple as download this information. It could be something as join this free training. For example, one of my offers that I gave to all of you showing up here today is come for my free challenge. There was literally no risk for you to come to this challenge, only your time, and you get a lot of value. So that was a very, very irresistible offer. Now, when you come into this challenge, now I'm making another offer about my program, right? I'm telling you about my 100K Accelerator program, which is where I help owners and I work with them one-on-one to actually grow their business. So because you said yes to my first offer, I can now give you my second offer. And then once you actually come into my 100K program and we work for 6 months and we find that money, there's another level of offer. I say, do you want to join my legacy program? And my legacy program is a 12-month program where we keep working to actually grow your revenue. And so you can have tiers of different offers to bring in people. And then once you have some level of commitment from them, add another offer and then another offer until, you know, they just keep working with you and there's no reason for them not to keep working with you. So Robin, for example, for you, you can have your first offer to be come for a free training, right? Where I show you some of the nuances of learning languages or speaking without accents. And then once they say yes to that free offer is so compelling, then you give them your second offer, which is come work with me for an X period of time, right? And then once they work with you for 5 months, they're having such a great time. You can even give them another offer, and they just work with you for years and years. And that's kind of the beauty of building a business that is just working like clockwork is on the offer. So number 2 is, does your offer provide unparalleled value to your perfect client? And that is very crucial as well, because if you're telling people to invest something into you, there has to be some value there. And I'm pretty confident that all the information I'm giving you here is highly, highly valued to your business. And when you show up and you listen to my information, you're like, this is really, really good stuff. And you're even motivated to hear whatever I say in the future, to come to next sessions, and it's a win-win for everybody. So you want to make sure that your offer provide unparalleled value to your perfect clients. And then also, does your offer, yes, go ahead.
Can you differentiate and distinguish between irresistible and unparalleled value?
Correct. So
are you making different statements there?
Good question. So irresistible is something that shines in someone's face and they just can't say no to it. But for an offer to be irresistible, there has to be unparalleled value in the background. So the irresistibility is what is going to attract them emotionally. It's like, oh, you're going to get X, Y, Z.
Gotcha.
And then the value is going to be like, okay, I'm actually going to move forward with this because there's actually something in there. Make sense?
Yeah. So you're using the make a visceral decision, but then justify it with analysis.
Precisely. So we all make decisions at an emotional level, and then we justify it logically. So that is what both of those continuums are. Right. Okay. And then the third one is, does your offer use risk reversal so that your prospect have no reason to say no? So that is also the third piece, because even though you might have an irresistible offer that is so attractive and there is value, absolutely, but then there's an element of risk and they've not yet trusted you enough to go through that risk, then there might be some issues with them moving forward. So you have to find ways to eliminate the risk. Now, eliminating risk doesn't mean that you're giving away free stuff. I want to be very, very clear about that. It doesn't mean everything has to be free. So sometimes, for example, I can decide to like charge somebody to even access some of my contents technically, even though technically I can give it away for free, but I want to see how serious they are, and I still charge them just a little bit of amount. I've been on different programs myself where they charge me, I'm charged like $100 just to get into the program. And that is sort of the risk reversal. So it doesn't have to be free necessarily, but you have to find ways to eliminate all of the risk involved to your prospects. Any questions on this area here? Perfect. Okay, and then types of offers. So we do have, I generally categorize them into 3 types of offers you can have for your business. You can have an incentive offer, such as a buy one, get one free. And the problem with an incentive offer is that it sacrifices the price and profitability. So that is usually like, when you look at pizza businesses, they do this all the time. I don't even remember the last time I bought pizza at a normal price, because there's always some deal going on. And unfortunately, if you have your business relying only on pricing to get people in, then you're in a losing game because you're going to be sacrificing the profitability of your business. The second type of offer you can have, which is one that I like a lot, is an informational offer, which is something like a free book, a free report, an ebook, or self-assessment. And this really, really provides immediate value that can really help people. And for a lot of you who are here today, you've read my book and you're like, wow, this is actually very, very cool. And then once I make another offer to you, you're able to then come on. Now, by the way, when I'm talking about ebook, it doesn't have to be like a whole, 30, 50 pages book. You could literally do like a 10-pager ebook. I've done that a lot. So ebooks do not have to be anything complicated, but the beauty of having some sort of ebook where you document your strategies, how you approach the problem you're trying to solve, is that it builds trust and credibility right away. If someone reads your free stuff and they got so much value, they'll probably be thinking in their head, if I'm getting all of this value for free, I wonder what I would get if I actually pay them to help me out. And that is just a mind-blowing thing, because now they're trusting you as the expert, as your authority in your space, and you're building credibility so that when you ask them for the money, for them, there is no reason for them to say no. And then the third type of offer you can have is a fluffy offer. And this is something I see all the time, where you go to someone's website and they say, book a meeting with me right away or call us right away. Well, the problem is that I don't want to be sold, especially if I don't trust you or I don't know you yet. I'm not going to call you because I know if I call you, you're going to try and sell me on your stuff and I'm not ready yet. Now, that doesn't mean that this kind of offer doesn't work. It does work, but it only works for that now buy, that less than 10% of the market who are so desperate for to have their problem solved that they will pay anything to have it solved. But for the most part, it won't work on the rest of the population who are just still looking for information. So I would say the informational offer is the best type of offer you can have for your business. And that is what I'm going to show you today, how to build for your business. And by the way, the informational offer doesn't have to be a book. It could be like a short 15 minutes training. It could be a webinar. It could literally be in any type of format that you feel comfortable with. But I find ebooks should just be very, very easy to distribute and easy to consume, which is why ebooks are great. So let's do a quick case study. Before we go into case studies, any questions so far about everything we've discussed? Agree, disagree? I'm always curious when someone disagrees with me. Good, thumbs up. Thumbs up, everybody? Perfect. So this is one of my very, very recent clients, Rent Your Ride. And his business was a vehicle sharing platform. You might, if you're in Canada, you might have heard about them, might not. But they specialize in providing diverse selection of rental vehicles for travelers. They were generating around $2,500 in revenue when I started working with them. So they had all this like nice technology. They've invested a lot of money into the technology, but they were not really getting the revenue as much as they would like to see when we started working together. And the problem was that there was no compelling offer. The only offer was to download their app, which the app was very, very good, but a lot of people don't download apps these days, and it takes a significant amount of effort to actually download apps. At least for most people, they don't want to clog their phone with stuff. So this was what their offer was like, experience more together, rent a diverse selection of vehicles from local hosts. And this offer was generating around 150 app downloads per month and less than 12 cab bookings per week. So this is what the result after we implemented a stronger, a better offer for their customers. What we did was we had them generate earnings report so that people can put in their information and then they will send them a report based on the type of vehicle they have. And basically so the problem was more so that there were no new hosts listing vehicles on the platform. That was the main issue. So there were lots of people who wanted to rent vehicles, but there was not as much vehicles, diverse selections of vehicles to rent. So what we did was we said, how can we attract more people to put their vehicles for rent on the platform? Then we said, if we said, this is the amount of money you can actually make in a month by renting your vehicle, and we said, we'll put this together in a report for you, and we will ask you to give to request for that report. Would that increase the amount of people actually listing their vehicle? And that did. So the result was we generated over 40 plus car bookings per month. There was over 400 app downloads per month. and approximately they were doing around $21,000 in monthly revenue, which is over 119% revenue increase. And it was just fantastic. And I believe next month they're trending well to be over $50,000 in their business just for the per month. So this is all per month. So they're doing really, really well. And we're hoping by the end of this year, they're very much at that $100,000 per month revenue range. And this is all from $2,500 per month. So we were able to actually see the increase in growth. And all of this was without spending any more in marketing or ads. They were still doing the same spend they were doing. This was just tweaking a few things and making the strategies work in a line and make it more compelling. So that's the case study. I always like showing you case studies. So what I'll do here is I want you to actually listen to the testimonial from the client, from Michael, who I work with. So I'm going to try and play it for you here so that you can see it. And I believe
I listened to it. It was good.
Awesome. Has anybody not listened to it? You listen to it? You know what? Just because of the recording and because other people will be actually listening to this, so I'm actually going to just play it here if you don't mind. So bear with me. And maybe I like tooting my horns a little bit too. But let's see here. I'm just going to play it, and we'll. It's a very, very short one, so it shouldn't be too long. Okay, so I'm going to share. I'm going to share my audio, my computer audio here. And let me know if you all can hear it. And then share my screen. Video. Oh, I'm not sure if... Actually, I thought this was going to be more easier than I thought. Okay, I'm just going to share my whole thing here. Share my screen. Can you all hear that? Can you hear that? No? Okay.
No, we can't hear that.
Sorry?
Bad.
Not well, it's very, very faint.
Very faint. That's odd. Okay, so that doesn't seem to be working properly. How about now? No?
No. Now we can't hear anything.
Okay. I think I messed something up here. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, that's so odd.
We can hear you, no problem.
Okay. I wonder why that is the case.
David provides a ton of value for your business. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about.
There you go.
Before Rent Your Ride, we didn't implement all of the marketing strategies that David knew about. Once when we came in contact with David, we learned about these strategies, implemented them in our business right away, and we saw instant returns, which was absolutely amazing. Now, the great thing about these strategies is they're no cost or they're very low cost, and they are high return on investment. Huge. Ever since working with David, we've actually seen an increase of about 100% in our revenue, which is absolutely amazing. I can tell you that his stuff works, and he provides a ton of value. That's the biggest thing. David provides a ton of value. I am super excited to work with him in the future and continue to work with him. And I would recommend him to anyone or everyone that owns a business. He is a great asset to have for your business.
Okay, so it sounds like you were not able to see my screen. And by the way, this is him, just to make sure. All right. Well, I need to work on my technical my technical things here, but I just want to make sure all of you you were able to listen to that, just to prove that and show that that case study was a real business, that was the testimonial, and that was the results we got, and that's how we got the result. Any questions on this case study? No, all good, perfect. Okay. So how do you actually build your own compelling offer? And I just want to make sure this is actually still recording. I believe it is still recording. I would hate for it not to keep recording. Oh, perfect. I think we're good. Okay. So how do you build your own compelling offer? How do you make sure that your offer that you have for your business is compelling? Well, the first thing is you want to choose a medium to share your offer. So you want to share your offer in some way, whether it's through an ebook. And when I say through the medium, we're talking about the unparalleled value information that your perfect prospect who is looking for help is interested in. So, when we position ourselves as the expert to solve their problem, this is the almost like the proof to show them that we actually know what we're talking about. This is how we gain that legitimacy and authority. And you can use different mediums, so ebooks, webinars, self-assessment, customized reports. There are all sorts of different things you can do. And then you also want to talk about, you want to make sure that you are really talking about the emotional pain points and the outcome your prospect wants. So that is also very, very crucial when you're building your compelling offer. And you want to make sure that you have some credibility. So what makes you credible to be able to deliver on your promise? That is very, very crucial. So for example, for myself, what makes me credible to be able to deliver this is I've run a business for years myself personally. My first company was in the home services space, and I did very, very well in that business. And that is where I learned a lot of my strategies, and I basically earned the right to be able to tell other people how to run their business. So you want to make sure that you have a list of results, testimonials, or stories that shows your credibility. It could be, you've gotten certification, you've gotten whatever it is you have. You want to find what makes you credible. And then you also want to provide information that adds immediate value. You want to eliminate all the fluff. As you can tell, with all the things we'll be talking about from the last session and today's session, I've eliminated this fluff. I'm giving you the real stuff that you can start acting upon. So you want to do the same thing when you're providing when you're building that informational offer for your own prospect. And then, so you want to make sure that the information adds unparalleled value. And then you also want to create your offer domination post. Now, this is really, really cool. I'm so very excited to share this with you because this is something I want you to do. This will be part of your assignments. And this is incredibly powerful stuff. Who's excited to see the offer domination post and learn what it is all about? Can you give me a quick wave, a thumbs up? Excellent. And the reason why we want to create an offer domination post is this. So we've positioned ourselves, we've established our market dominating position, right? And then we have this offer that we want to share to people to invite them into ours. But you don't know exactly if that offer is going to work. And before you start investing all of this time building ebooks or shooting videos, you want to make sure that people actually want it. The worst thing you can do is go spend a whole bunch of hours building your ebook, writing your ebook, or building your shooting a video or doing a training, and then no one is interested in it. Like, that is horrible. So that is what this offer domination post is, and I'm going to show you here. Some reason this is not working perfectly, so we're just going to do this again. So this is what an offer domination post is, and it's basically saying something like this. And this is going to be a post, and I'll show you an example of how I use it for my own business. So it is official, and then you have some emojis here. I am writing a brand new book, hosting a 20 minutes training, whatever it is you've decided as the way you want to share the information that your ideal prospect wants, that unparalleled value information. I'm writing a brand new ebook or hosting a 20 minutes training session on how to problem you're solving. So how to find a minimum of $100,000 in your business without headache, without having to spend an additional dollar on marketing or ads. So these are components of the market dominating position we've created already. That is why all of this really fits in nicely together. For the last X number of years, I have been state credibility. I have been helping service-based businesses. I have been helping people who want to eliminate their starter. I have been helping businesses that want to grow. Whatever it is you do, you want to state that credibility piece. And through that time, I created or transformed or helped, and then you want to deliver the results, share the results. And I am releasing a brand new ebook or hosting a 20 minutes training or whatever it is you're going to be doing. I'm releasing this on how you can get the results too. No fancy funnels, no opt-ins, no fee. Do you want it? It's yours. Just drop an emoji below and I'll send it to you or give you access when it's ready. P.S. Please tag someone who this would help. Insert your book cover or your professional photo. Now, the reason why this is powerful is this. Number one, this is an instant lead generator for your business. Like, this generates leads right away to your current audience. And for most business owners that I work with, they feel like, oh, I have to go find new leads somewhere else. I have to like go to new people who don't know about me before. But you actually don't have to do that. You can actually use your current audience. So if you have followers on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, any of your social media platforms, you can use this post to actually gauge if your offer is strong enough. If people are raising up their hands and like, I would like that information, that is interesting to me, that is a lead right there, because then you know that people want what you're offering. And I'll show you an example for my own, that I use for my own business. So I did this, I posted this 2 weeks again, and you can do this like multiple times. You don't have to only do it once. You can do this multiple times. So I use this exact same line. I used the emojis, and I told people to respond if they're interested, and I put together all of this stuff. And by the way, this can be done on Canva. Like this is very, very easy to do on Canva. You can just put all of this stuff together. I called my method the ACE method. This is the problem. This is the pain I'm solving. And as you can see, I had 25 likes and 35 comments. And those were people telling me, David, I'm interested in what you're offering. I want this. And those were leads for my business. And some of those actually converted into paying clients for me. So that is how you can test if the market is interested in what you're offering. And if for some reason, you see a dot, like no one said, I'm interested, and there was no, no one was signifying they want to take you on your offer, then it means number one, maybe your offer is not strong enough. Maybe the problem is not big enough. Like there's a whole lot of exercises we can go into looking at what you're offering, but that gives you a good gauge. And that way you're not having to spend hours building the stuff only to find out that no one wants it. And of course, I ended up having to write this because people said they wanted this, but that's good because I know there are people expecting and waiting for this once it's ready. And that is how you can do this for your own business as well and start generating leads right away without even having to do anything else. Like you can do this, and your assignment for this week actually is to do this week as soon as possible and make the post out, choose the offer you want to put out, and then you start seeing the leads pouring and people raising up their hands and saying, I'm interested. And then you can start generating those clients for your own business. Any questions about this exercise? Yes, go ahead, Stephen.
I just have a question about the piece you just showed us, David.
Yes.
The frame you're showing us now says, it's yours. Give me, a one and I'll send it to you.
Yes.
On the previous slide, you said, and I'll send it to you when it's ready.
Correct. So
have you ever tried to send it when you're ready? Do you get different results?
No, you do not get different results. So for me, I had all of the frameworks pretty much done already. Like as you all know, I already have my ebook already published. So what that means is that it took me like just a couple of minutes to like actually do the whole ebook myself. So it didn't take me any time. So I already had it ready for myself. Now, the standard way, this is for you, because for most of you, you most likely do not have those materials ready yet. That's what you will use. You will use this. I'll send it to you or give you access when it's ready. So that's why I had the slash. So depending on where you are. So for some people, they already have all the materials already put together. It's just a matter of making it into a nice little package. For some of you, you don't even have any of those sorted out together. That's completely okay. So this works either way. So does that answer your question, Stephen?
I just viscerally, it felt to me that if you say, I wondered if you'd ever gone in parallel to see what it does in the results sense, because when you say when it's ready, I just feel like some people are going to feel like that's a bait and switch. I wondered if you wouldn't get less results.
So no, this has been tried by other people already, just to let you know. So this is I'm just giving you my own personal example.
But when it's ready,
yes,
does not negatively impact results. Wow.
Not at all.
Okay, good.
Not at all.
I'm glad
And at the end of the day, what people are looking for is the information, right? If the information you're going to be providing solves a problem for them and they don't have to pay you, they don't like, that's why we have this line, no fancy funnels, no opt-ins, no fee. That is where really people are getting attracted. Oh, I can get this information when you have it ready for me without having to do anything. All I just have to do is drop a comment. If they're really interested, they will definitely drop a comment. So this has worked definitely for sure. For myself, I had it, I will send it to you because I already had all the materials provided. So this definitely works. And this is an instant lead generation tool for you. So your assignment is make a post on the Facebook group on your biggest takeaway from today's session. So let's do that right now. Go on Facebook, on the Facebook group, make a post on your biggest takeaway from today's session. And I always like doing that because I want people who didn't show up to know what you did. And yeah, let's do that.
So David, I appreciate this for my purposes because I can see how what I took away is different than others.
Yes.
So I'm going to process my notes. So I'll do it in your suggested evening time.
Perfect.
Thanks.
And then your second assignment is to create your offer domination post. Now, what I'm going to be doing after our conversation today is I'm going to create a screenshot of this, and I'll put it on the chat so you can actually see the templates and copy it. Because I'll do that for you right away after our chat here, or I'll just post like a sample of that domination post, and then you can definitely use that for your own business. Now, I typically suggest you time the post for when it is when most of your audience or most of the people you're trying to connect with will be online. So for example, if most of your audience are on your Facebook or your Instagram, you definitely want to be posting this, closer to 9-10 p.m. because that's when most people will be online. And if you're mostly on LinkedIn, you want to be posting this as early in the day as possible. That's definitely going to make more of an impact. But either ways, you're gonna post it out there. We'll get some results, and one way or the other, we'll further ahead, because if you post stuff and no one is responding, then it means that the offer is maybe needs some tweaking, needs some work. And if you get some responses, that's great. It's a confirmation that things are moving in the right direction, and you can start getting some leads already in your business and growing. Any questions so far about everything from today?
Yeah, David, I got a question.
Go ahead.
Very informative for me as an in-home care business. I'm putting, especially on a lot of the different social networks, all of them, just basically posting the exact same thing on, I have Monday, Thursday, Friday, basically the same days, whatever it is. As far as promotional wise, since you were in that space, any examples that you can throw out there?
Yeah, very, very good question. So who is your ideal prospect? Like, who do you serve?
So I serve basically anyone who's recovering from a surgery, someone who's elderly who needs services such as laundry, transportation, food prep, that type of thing. So it ranges.
Okay. So, and this is kind of what we talked about last week is, if you've not watched that video, I think that would do you some good. You really have to talk about all the problems they have, right? And all the solutions or outcomes they'll be looking for, and how you're able to deliver on that. And then you have to then try and come up with a compelling offer. What kind of information would they be interested in? So it could be how to, prepare, food after surviving XYZ kind of injury, right? Or it could be how to do whatever it is you do after getting this type of debilitating illness. And then the idea is that the people who need your help will raise up their hand. I want to learn that. Like, that's useful information for me. And then you can then, put that together. Does that help at all?
Gotcha. Yeah, it does. It's probably more for my senior fitness section of my business, because that's one of my aspects that I have. So this sounds more that I need to focus on more of the senior fitness
the senior
side.
fitness space work. And the beauty about this is you can experiment with different things, right? So if you try the fitness space and you're not getting enough traction, well, you can try a different niche really until you see the type of traction you want and the attention to then show you that, okay, there is something here, there is a need here. And that's the beauty of this, is you're not having to go build the whole thing before you offer it. You're actually just testing it out and seeing what people want, and you respond to the market. So it's a bit of a try and error with no risk on your end. Any additional question? Yeah, absolutely. Any additional question? Okay, I think we're all good here. Okay, So sharing you about my program. So we do have the two programs. We have the 100K Accelerator program and the Legacy program. So the 100K Accelerator program is a 6-month program, and the other one is a 12-month program. And this is all you have access to. You have full training models. You have marketing library with all sort of templates to help you grow your own business. And then you have one-on-one sessions with myself. And the guarantees will find it out money in your business, or we keep working together. And also, we actually do have a 30-day money back guarantee as well. So if for some reason we start working together, and you're like, David, you're so full of shit, I don't want to work with you anymore. Then in that case, you get your money back. Never happened, but that's always something to have for your peace of mind. And then you have unlimited support. And on this other program, what you're having in addition to the support is you have free CRM access, you have a funnel builder access, and you have access to a copywriter for 3 months to really help you with your content creation, content generation. And that will be something we'll talk about in 2 weeks from now, is lead generation using organic content. So you will have access to a copywriter who will help you with putting together your online post and things like that. So if you're interested in this program, I think this is high value, because all the things we've been talking about today, child's play compared to the value you actually get in my program. Just shoot me a message, let me know, and I'll be happy to provide more information, more details about the program and how we can work together. So the strategy number 3 is a power of a nurturing campaign. And this will be for September the 30th, next Thursday at 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. And we're going to be talking about if people have raised up their hands and they said, yes, I'm interested in your offer. How do you nurture them? Sometimes they might not be ready to do business with you right away. Sometimes they will be, which is awesome, but sometimes they are still not there yet to pay you. So how do you nurture them? And there are various strategies we can use to nurture them. And we'll be talking about those next week. But it's been a huge pleasure having all of you on. Any last questions here before we call it a day? I want to be respectful of your time. I'm seeing some chats here. Very informative. Thank you from Luzita. Thank you very much. I appreciate the focus on actual steps to get momentum. Thank you from Steven. Yeah, I appreciate all of your support on all of your posts. Let me know if you have any questions, but
Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. So do the assignments and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, David.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Excellent. Have a good one, guys.
You too.